Now, we are nearing kickoff at Eric Tweedale Stadium in Granville. Thank you so much for your patience. We had a delay waiting for the paramedic to arrive, but we are ready to roll. It is two-time defending premiers, the Knights, taking on the Eels, who have had an incredible season, 3 wins and 1 loss. So to take you through all of the action this afternoon, Alana Ferguson, Ruan Sims, and we say hello to Peter Basaltis.
Emma, we might need you just to fill for a few more minutes. I'm not quite ready. No, but we are. Well done. That's a bigger lead in than most Origin matches get. So, yeah, you did very well there with Ruan, and nice of Alana to join you for at least a minute or two over there. Yeah, this is quite extraordinary.
Wearing Crocs earlier. I wanted to see them on air.
I flicked the Crocs for a 30-second stint.
But we are getting ready for what should be a highly entertaining game. Not much more to say about it because we've told you plenty over the course of the last 41 minutes or so. But thankfully, the Knights are making their way out onto the ground to Eric Teasdale Oval. There is Tamika Upton, one of the stars of NRLW. And this is a big game for the Knights. They're sitting outside the 4. We're halfway through the season. They're without one of their enforcers in the middle in Caitlin Johnston-Green, and now without their number 7 in Jessie Southwell. But what an opportunity it is today for Evie Jones. And here come the Parramatta Eels, a team that has already won 2 more games this year than they did in their entire campaign last year. And isn't Kennedy Cherrington in terrific form in the number 13?
Yeah, she sure is. Just playing with so much confidence. I think that's probably the overriding difference in how I've been viewing the Eels. A very confident side. They look quite tight-knit. George Georgalis has obviously done a brilliant job, but they're getting it right from the front. Kennedy Cherrington, one of those players, leading the way. And then their halves, Rachel Pearson on screen now, doing a really good job at just steering the ship. But yeah, they're getting a lot right at the moment, the Eels.
We are underway for your NRLW doubleheader on this Saturday afternoon on Waiwilla Sports. Hang on a second, the Eels nearly made a meal of the kickoff. Thankfully for them, they were able to get the ball before it went touch and goal. Here's Jackson playing it, her first touch. Now Cherrington gets beyond the 20. Karpani in the tackle. Starting the game today for the Knights is Simone Karpani. First set of 6. Dodgy play the ball there from Elsie Albert, and that's an error from Cherrington.
Yeah, I think this was a really great start for the Knights. They kicked into that corner where the Eels' defence was looking straight into the sun, and then they got their line speed off the back of it. They were thumping the Eels there and forced that error. That little bit of a bobble in the play the ball just made the timing run off a little bit for Kennedy Cherrington. The pass was a little bit behind, and straight now we see the Knights go straight onto a midfield scrum in attack on their 40-metre line heading in.
What an opportunity this is for the Knights. On the front foot, Parker playing it. Willison, who was very good last week against the Sharks. Now Albert Jones grabbed the try last week. That's heavy defence. Put on her back. Higgins the dummy half. Hannah Southwell goes short. Butler. Quick play the ball too there from Rima Butler. Higgins, they're looking to play quick here. And it's with Clydesdale. Almost over the line, driven back, some stirring goal line defence from the Eels. 2 tackles left in this set. Roache, Upton, Jones, lovely pass, Parker, now it's with Willison. Willison stays in the field of play, dragged down a couple of metres short. Good tackle, Faye. Last play, the Knights. Jones, rubber kick into the goal area, and Upton was coming through, might have just run out of time. They're going to check it.
Case, coming into tackle 6, I have no try. Just confirm there's no grounding here, please, from Newcastle.
Well, I'll tell you what, the delayed start has done nothing to dampen the Knights' attack today. They have turned up with plenty of fire.
Clearly playing on at this point.
Oh. We might need another look here.
Yeah, we need this slowed right down.
Well, that's a try, isn't it?
Yeah. If the belly touches the grass inside the line before it rolls.
Just looking to see if Tamika Upton grounds the ball.
Try. No, her knee. Where's her knee?
Just looking at all available camera angles here to make sure that there is no separation.
This could show us.
We can see on this angle that there's no separation.
About the knee.
It's the only thing that worries me.
And Tamika Upton grounds the ball in the end.
Yeah,
Oh,
happy with that. Try
wow.
Tamika Upton.
That was great work. And I tell you what, Abby Church thought it was going to roll, Fergo, but it just sat up a little bit in that in goal. The grass looks a bit thick there too.
Yeah, it did a really good job at slowing up. And that's the threat of Tamika Upton, her timing onto the footy, being able to identify those opportunities. Evie Jones, a lovely little grubber kick. I thought in the play beforehand when they attacked that right edge, they were running a little bit too sideways, but the kick straightened things up. And then their superstar in Tamika Upton, as you see there on the Harvey Norman replay, just pushing on every single opportunity, a funky little bounce, and great work. Desperation to get there before the opposition fullback in Abby Church.
So Georgia Roache with the kicking duties, waved away, no goal.
Conversion by Georgia Roache unsuccessful. It is the Knights winning the Eels 4 points to 0.
Just watch it bounce and talk through it. Stay on side, Elsie. Yep.
That was remarkable from Tamika Upton.
Stay on.
Not giving up on chasing that grubber kick into the goal area. And what a start for the Newcastle Knights.
Hey, well, what a start for Evie Jones as well. That's a really good settler. And I think that gives that young woman some confidence going into this game. They started with plenty of energy, but just a nice little settling play there for the young half.
Southwell. Just short of the halfway. Jones, one of the defenders there for the Eels. Albert Jones.
Back down.
2 tackles left in this set. Already 10 metres into Parramatta territory. Papani, quick play the ball as well. Higgins, Roache kicking this time, goes high in the air. Oh, confusion at the back. Roache follows up her own kick. Can she get a pass away? I'll tell you what she can to Higgins, and that's a wonderful Knights try. Newcastle on fire early.
Oh, Olivia Higgins scores the try, but she might have winded herself in the process. This was a great finish for the Knights, and I think the Harvey Norman replay will show us just how well it was worked. Georgia Roache gets the ball, puts it up in the air again into that corner where the sun is streaming into the Eels' defensive line, and they let it bounce between them. No comms there between Abby Church and Monique Donovan. The ball bounces. Georgia Roache chasing her own kick, comes up with a great offload there. Look at that, right next to the post too.
Yeah, 2 tries from two kicks, both halves have already shown their influence, but they had such great momentum heading into that play the ball. They've been able to generate a couple of really quick play the balls, and you can just see the number of Knights jerseys around the footy. They're so desperate for this win. They're coming off a couple of losses now to the Sharks and the Dragons, and just mentally they're well and truly into this battle. Great intensity in defence to kick things off, and then their attack. Just look at how many players they've got around the ball chasing that kick. Communication obviously a big issue in the Eels in that play, but coming on at pace, Georgia Roache, and she's got the support. Great footy from the Knights.
And there's the conversion.
Georgia Roache converts for the Newcastle Knights. They now lead it 10 points to 0.
What a start. Oh, hang on. And there's an error from the Knights. Well, didn't they need that, Parramatta, and they finally get the football. Here's Spay.
It's going to be a good battle on this near side here between Faye and Willison. Both very athletic, very physical. Willison won the first contest. The second one definitely goes to Faye.
Jackson now for the Eels, their first set of 6 of the game. Todd Hunter to dummy half. Pearson into the line and passing. What a tackle that was. Abigail Roache with a beauty. Pearson. Now Jones. Keeping up with the Joneses today. We've got Lace and Albert Jones, and Evie Jones, and Madeline Jones. Albert. Elsie Albert plays it. Now Tohi-Hiku through the hands. Church with a dummy. Put on her back. Last play, Eels. I'd love to get a repeat set. Tohi-Hiku kicks across field. It hangs up. Eels had a catch on it, but this will be a changeover.
I don't know if that was miskicked or if the winds got a hold of it, but it just drifted away from where she wanted that ball to end, Cassey Tohi-Hiku, and missed a good opportunity there, the Eels, to just force another set.
Parramatta fans, the theme of the weekend so far in NRL, as they know too well after last night, is that we've had 2 teams lead 16-0, 1 team lead 12-0, and they've all got beaten in the NRL. So they'll be hoping the trend continues in NRLW this week.
Oh, great run from Rima Butler. She was one of the lead dancers in the change room while they're keeping warm as well. She's got all kinds of energy.
The queen of energy. The queen of energy, that one.
She's a legend. There she is. What a ripper.
Last play, Evie Jones with a kick. Church underneath it. Takes that one nicely. He tried to split the chasers, but Parker does well.
Yeah, Salty, I just got word there is a wind coming from the northwest at about 14 kilometres an hour and gusting up to about 18. So that's probably why Tohi-Hiku's kick went off course. But that kick there from the Knights, you saw just using the wind there very well by Evie Jones.
Albert, that's a strong run. A really good run there from Elsie Albert. It's up towards the halfway line. Pearson passing before the line. Church trying to chime in. Solid defence. That rocked the Eels fullback. Pearson tries to give herself some room. Hoists a midfield bomb.
Offside.
Inside the 10.
Well, that's put the Eels under even more pressure already. You can see the difference in the kicking game between the two, and Rue obviously just mentioned the wind giving that extra assistance to the Knights, but just not being able to finish off those 5th tackle options and executing them as well as the Knights. They're now again on the front foot, already heading towards attacking territory.
Yeah, and the biggest difference for that as well, you spoke about that earlier, Fergo, just the platform that's being set allows the Knights to come up with a really good tackle selection, or kick selection, I should say, on 5th. Like runs like this by Rima Butler, she's drawing in 3 and 4 defenders.
A terrific start for Butler, matching the start for a team. Now Southwell, Upton, Jones. That's good hands. This is good footy. Parker, 20 metres away. Fighting there with Kelly. That is a good battle. Evie Jones to Lation Albert Jones, who's wrapped up 12 away. 2 tackles left here for the Knights. Higgins, they're stacking this short side. Upton, and that pass couldn't find Willison. If it did, she's over in the corner.
Yeah, it would have been really dangerous if it did. I like the way that the Knights are attacking. They went with that nice big right-hand shift on the 3rd, back to the middle, and then Tamika Upton sweeps to the short side and gives it another crack. If that pass had stuck, it would have been really good footy.
Donovan. Trying to steady the ship. That might help things. Just slipped up a little high there on Abby Church, so penalty, nothing more for the Eels.
Oh, and hasn't Roache started this game with some physicality? She has identified that threat of Abby Church just coming into the line on the right every single time. But there, I think the penalty's against Clydesdale. But yeah, good physicality by Roache.
Jones reaches the halfway line. 3 Knights there in the tackle. Albert. Terrific charge there from Elsie Albert, and a quick play the ball as well. Pearson. Here's Kelly. Some promising signs for Parramatta in the last couple of minutes. Now they're on the front foot. This is Kelly. Doing really well there in traffic, and help herself to another 6 or 7 metres. They're only 15 away here. Cherrington. Tohi-Hiku throws a dummy there to Murphy. Took the line on herself. Tonhutta to Pearson. Pearson hit as she kicked it. It was all fair, and that kick is going to go touch in goal. So it's a 20-metre tap for the Knights.
I'm giggling because I'm just watching the interaction between Yasmin Clydesdale and Rachel Pearson after that collision. I'd love to see that again because it was all clean, it was all good by Clydesdale. You just see the 2 Sky Blues teammates. Look at that. That is kick pressure. That's proper kick pressure.
Yeah, when you see what it did to end their set. The Knights again, 20-metre tap, they're on the go forward.
Butler playing it. Oh, a little juggle there from Kapani. Reeled it in, no harm done, and she'll play the ball a metre inside Eels territory. Jones, Upton, Tamika Upton with a dummy, and that could be a hair pull there, was it?
It was Todd Hunter that got beat on the outside there, and she reached out to grab a hold of her and got the hair.
Oh, she was off and away too, Tamika. She got a whiff. Look at that, cannot give her that space. She can be really unassuming when she's in space, doesn't necessarily look like she's accelerating at the pace at which she does, but she flies.
Albert Jones. Oh, stopped in the tracks. That was really good there from Murphy in particular with the initial contact. The Eels skipper, Southwell. Back towards the ruck and brought down on tackle 2. Opportunity here for the Knights to register more points. Jones to Upton to Roache. Throwing dummies through the hands it goes, and it's with Lillian White. Lillian White's going to run around and score. It was too easy in the end for the Knights. It's party time for Newcastle. That's 3 unanswered tries, and they skip away to a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, they're doing really well with the footy in their hands at the moment, the Newcastle Knights. The 5th tackle option from the Eels not going well. Tamika Upton then got that penalty, but you get to see here on the Harvey Norman replay how busy Tamika Upton is. She's come back around to the left to make sure that the halves link up and they can execute that nice passing out to that left edge. But they're in sync at the moment. They're playing with width in their game, both sides of the ruck, but Tamika just being able to join in and make sure that the halves can play on their edges, far too dangerous.
Yeah, the Harvey Norman replay didn't show it, but 2 plays before that, they jammed in on that left edge defensive line of the Eels, drawing in Murphy, drawing in Tohi-Hiku, which then made the middles collapse a little bit to try and stem that ruck speed there, and that created some extra space out on the right or the left of the Knights, the right edge defence of the Eels, and they took advantage of it. It was almost too easy in the end there.
She had a terrific game last week, Lillian White, with a number of really good touches for a team. Here's the attempted conversion, is a ripper.
A successful conversion for the Knights, number 6, Georgia Roache. The Knights now lead at 16 points to 0.
Make sure we're on side. Make sure we're on. Cassey, yeah, make sure we're on. Stay on, Zartley. Stay on.
Well, across the NRL and NRLW. Hang on, that's going to bounce into touch. So a bit of play the ball here for the Eels. But the Knights are now the third team this week to lead 16-0. The other two both lost in the NRL. So
You're going to put the mocker on them?
Well, no, I'm just...
Or you're just making
Parramatta fans some hope.
Yeah.
Well, they experienced it last night from the other end.
Yeah, true. I tell you what, though, there's been a couple of kickoffs that have happened like this and have gone the way of the Eels. So they're creating opportunities for themselves, but just at the moment, when they get to the end of their set, they're unable to come up with some extra pressure. I'd like to see that change this 6.
Shirts playing it. Now Jackson. Chloe Jackson, they go inside the Knights 20. Todd Hunter. Jones with a dummy to Albert. Tackled there in the end. 10 away from the line. On the charge, Cherrington, all energy with that run. She was tempted to reach out there, Kennedy Cherrington. Will play it. Todd Hunter fires a pass to Pearson. Pearson will try to go on her own and she gets there. Rachel Pearson puts the Eels on the board.
Well, take a bow, Rachel Pearson, but what about the setup by Kennedy Cherrington? That was a great run. She just charged right in under the post. It forced the Knights defence to collapse and to try and shut down that threat. And Chloe Jackson, I thought, did really well to reset herself and get herself into position to be able to run the lead in this block play here. This is the run on the Harvey Norman replay. Kennedy Cherrington, she draws in the second rower, who then has to come in and be what you call a marker. So because the fullback is only really a ghost, she bites in on that lead run, and Rachel Pearson does very well to stay on her feet with some inside pressure there and find her way over to the try line. So finally, that trick kickoff pays off for the Eels.
Yeah, it sure did. I thought Rachel Pearson did a really good job. As you mentioned, Roo, the opposition back rower wasn't there, but as a halfback, to have the footy in two hands, options on the outside which were running with her, but your first thought always has to be run first. If I'm not a threat first, then it's not going to open up space for my edge players, and she did that. She backed herself. Oh no.
What's happening here?
I think they're going to say Chloe Jackson potentially for the obstruction lead run. She takes out an inside. See the white headgear? See, if she chops off an outside shot.
Parramatta lead runner runs directly at the chest of Tamika Upton, and then Parramatta continue to play back through this space, preventing her from being able to defend. Yeah. We have a decision.
Yep. Tamika would have been there if she wasn't taken out of the play, no doubt.
Chalk that one off. No try to Rachel Pearson.
Poor Ratty, she doesn't get to score many. Taking 4 points off her.
I can imagine the blow up if they took one off you.
Oh, I only got one. If they took that off me, there would be riots.
Was it Leichhardt Oval, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
Yeah.
I made it easy for my kicker too, right under the post.
So it remains 16 points to 0. Clydesdale playing it. Terrific start for the Knights. Southwell goes short. Oh, quick hands away. That's beautiful to Willison. And she'll be stopped. That was a lovely bit of skill. Willison plays it to Parker. Albert Jones. Higgins. Roache with a kick on the last, and Church takes it. Taylor Predabon on the field. You can see her getting involved in that tackle in jersey number 10.
Yeah, she'll make an impact. What I like about the Knights so far this game is that they're really involving Evie Jones early. She could have very easily come in this and just sat back on her heels and let a little bit of the game play out, find her feet in the NRLW, but they're making sure that they construct attacking sets both sides of the ruck. So her confidence, particularly after setting up that first try off a kick, will be well and truly up there.
Kayla Romanek is out there in jersey number 10. She's getting involved in that tackle. Tohi-Hiku with a kick. It's hanging up there, Upton. Terrific take on her own 30. White scored one of the Knights' tries. Here's Roache, that's Abigail Roache. Good solid tackle too there on Roache by Jackson. Oh, a bit of indecision there at dummy half by Abigail Roache this time. Higgins now gets in there. And they're going to get a penalty here, the Knights.
That's a heartbreaking penalty, that one, because it was a nothing tackle. She was just standing there, and you have to listen to the referee there. It's vitally important because now they're just testing their defence again here. Putting themselves under pressure, the Eels.
Clydesdale, what a run. Jackson did well down low before the cavalry arrived. Now Southwell. Anna Southwell, strong carry of the football. Tackle 2, they're only 8 metres away, looking for the 4th try. Higgins to Roache, Upton chiming in, lovely ball. And it opened up big time there for Abigail Roache. It is all the Knights.
Yeah, nice finish from Abigail Roache, but it's the subtlety in Tamika Upton's run. We're going to get to see it again here on the Harvey Norman replay. They had that penalty, so they had a fresh set to attack with, and that's one thing that the Knights have not hesitated with in their attack, is to go to their edges and execute when they want to. But this is the Harvey Norman replay. Georgia Roache gets the footy, and just the line in which Tamika Upton runs, she targets her opposition centre in Rosie Kelly, but she just pops out on the right angle, make sure that she sucks in that opposition centre to open up that space. And Abigail Roache goes over almost untouched, but Tamika Upton, what a player. We've seen her already this game, Rue, be able to just manipulate and suck in the defence on both sides of the ruck. She's so dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was an issue with the Eels' defence there, just not staying connected. If your centre jams in on the threat being the fullback, your winger has to jam in as well, and you have to trust that your double D can make that space out the back. And unfortunately there was a disconnect. I think it was Monique Donovan stayed out. Rory Owen went in on the threat to Tamika Upton. The winger stayed out. Here we go. Can she slot another one from the sideline?
Not this time.
Conversion attempt unsuccessful. It is still the Knights leading this one 20 points to 0. 14.5 minutes remaining in this first half.
Every time I've gone to do it, something's happened.
Yeah, we can do the red zone now if you want, because it's 8-all, but the Knights are the ones.
Stay on side. Stay on side, behind her.
Terrific start for Newcastle. Just keeps getting better and better for them. Eels have asked a few questions of the Knights, but the Knights' defence has had all the answers so far.
Well, we just have a look at the Westpac red zone. The number of tackles or play the balls inside the opposition 20, it sits at 8-all, and normally you'd think that means that it's a pretty even contest, but it's been the fact the Knights have been able to actually take advantage of those 8 play the balls in there, as there a bit of indecision here on the edge, and the Eels get the ball back, Salty.
Yeah, they do, through Donovan.
That's the first chink in the armour that we've seen from the Knights.
Cherrington. Very good from you, Roo. Chink in the armour, Knights. Berg's still trying to work it out. Here's Murphy. Now Todd Hunter. Tohi-Hiku to Church. Church wrapped up by Parker. Todd Hunter. Here's a first touch for Amiatu for the line. Oh, goodness me, nearly got there.
What a beast.
Last play, and they might not have known it was the last. With a play like that, it'll be a handover.
Oh, you've got to be better there. The Eels have to be better. off the back of Amiatu's run, which was so threatening. She nearly went over herself, but as a half, you have got to be screaming your lungs out. Be aware of the tackle count. The 5th tackle options have already been letting them down in this first half. There's that run from Amiatu. What a beast coming off the bench for them, but you need to make sure you've got the footy in your hands to finish off that set.
Heard that contact in the effects mic. This game being played with Granville, which is in the Parramatta area of Sydney, for those outside of New South Wales, wondering where we're playing this game at Eric Tweedale Oval. Eric Tweedale, a former Wallaby and part of Parramatta Rugby Union, and they renamed the ground Eric Tweedale Oval on his 100th birthday, and he passed away last year at the age of 102 as that kick goes out on the full.
That's an innings, isn't it? 102.
102.
But this one, so there is a wind coming from the northwest. So this kick by Georgia Roache there, you can just see the wind got up under it. She put plenty behind it. Just bounced out by 1.5 meters. But this gifts the Eels a really good opportunity.
Miatu. Looking to make an impact off the bench, and we'll get a penalty there. Leg pull there from Lation Elba-Jones.
Yeah, that's been a rule that's been enforced this year as they tap and go through the middle of the field. Smart by Pearson to look to offload that. She doesn't need to be taking a hit up on tackle 1.
Sherrington plays it for Nua. 22 away here, the Eels. They've got points in them, Parramatta. Pearson. That's a nice bit of hit and spin work there from Church, but Southwell was up to it. Pearson. Sherrington had to reach for that one. Tohi-Hiku plays in motion. Murphy, good defence. The Knights again. They keep going in that same direction. Oh, that's a nice bit of work there from Todd Hunter. And Upton was there to make the tackle. Murphy to dummy half. It's the last. Pearson with a grubber kick in goal area. Upton is everywhere.
They're all over it. What a brilliant defensive set from the Newcastle Knights. I thought they did a really good job, their left edge defence, at shutting down Abby Church early on. Now they get a penalty out of their own half. But just so well connected. And Tamika Upton cleaning things up at the end of the set.
Yeah, so we saw a penalty for this in the last set as well. So the leg lift has been this year, you can't, if there is a player in there, you can't go in and lift a leg up like that. Puts them in a dangerous position. So that's why we've seen a lot more penalties this year as opposed to previous years. They're enforcing it.
Romanuck playing it for the Knights. Both coaches have certainly gone to their bench now. Parker.
No Predabon yet, though, for the Knights.
Just the player you don't want to see. Nita Maynard coming on the field. When
yeah, absolutely.
You're down 20-0, looking to get back in the game. Here's Jones, the young half. Going for a run, wrapped up by Murphy. It's the last. Maynard out of dummy half. Pops it up. It's still play on. Willison to Roache, back to Willison. That's good work. Hannah Southwell with a kick. And taken at the back. Ingenuity there from the Knights. Good ad-lib footy. Church. See Albert just saw coming back on the field. Beckett also coming on for the first time for the Eels. Church gets through over the halfway line. Upton, good tackle, not held. Gets up, goes again, brought down.
She took the first hit up and she takes it personally. Needed the footy back, Abby Church. Great momentum changer.
Kelly needs to stay in the field of play and does. Pearson. Oh, what about that? Gets the ricochet. Goodness me, that'll be a try, will it? No, I don't think it will be. That's Knights held up.
Stop it.
Kelly held up.
No. Hand over.
Oh, my goodness.
What did we just see?
Is that Abigail Roache? Look at this. Came off the legs. They're not played at. Still last. What a tackle by Roache. Oh, they've turned up with some fire in the bellies today, the Knights.
Well, you look at the scoreboard and you say 20-0, but the Eels have had a number of chances, a disallowed try, and a couple of times they've knocked on the door.
Well, they've just been desperate from the get-go. That first try to Tamika Upton, chasing that in-goal kick to turn it into points. Their defence has been unbelievable, but as you mentioned, Salty, particularly just protecting their own line, they've turned it up a notch.
Predabon's on the field now for the Knights. Plays at 9 short of halfway. Ramanuck. Lovely offload. Maynard. Oh, good hands from Roache. Clydesdale, she keeps it alive and gets a return pass there from Roache. Clydesdale with a strong run. That's a great run. Last play, she was looking for a penalty. Telling Belinda Sharp what she thought of it too. Here's the kick. Good take there from Church, and Upton takes her.
I'll tell you what, the offloads are really causing some problems for the Eels defence. They're having to readjust, they're having to track back, they're having to come up with some extra efforts there. The Knights, the way they're playing today, I love it.
Eric Tweedale, by the way, played third grade rugby league for Western Suburbs in 1941. Thank you, David Middleton. I'll find out from Middo what the weather was like that day as well. And he would have been there as a young statistician. Here's Church.
You're lucky I'm sitting between you two. He was going to...
Well, David Middleton told me that. Malcolm Middleton doesn't like the joke because he's older than David. Here's a penalty to Parramatta.
Janice, on the face. No good.
Salty, you look nervous.
Only a little. Wouldn't they love to jag one here before the break, Parramatta? 5.5 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Make them feel a little bit better.
Yeah, to be handy. That's one of their most influential players as well, Abby Church, when they get these attacking opportunities. Crucial that Elsie Albert can get involved, get some of that forward momentum.
It's a late pass there from Murphy, and Albert will play it. Beckett, the dummy half. Tohi-Hiku. Good run. Has she got support? She might not need it. She's going to go for the corner. What a try. Cassey Tohi-Hiku, the Eels 5'8", puts Parramatta on the board.
Well, we spoke about this young woman in the lead-up. I have been so impressed with her transition into this number 6, this 5'8" role for the Eels. And the Harvey Norman replay, she shows it. She just gets one off. This is her strength, her running game, her physicality. She just pushes players off left, right and centre and just keeps those legs driving to find the try line. Look at this. Big inside pressure, keeps the legs pumping, looks to offload, gets the palm happening, and she just wants it. I love that for Cassey.
She's not the biggest player on the field either, Cassey Tohi-Hiku, but footy in two hands, so determined. They did get that handy penalty as well off Abby Church, which set them up to attack, but I love the way she attacks. Always takes the line on first. Quite often when she's looking to ball play on that short side on the left edge, she'll straighten up and create a little bit more space for her outside runners, but this time just saw that inside opportunity, a weak shoulder, and took the line on. It's a great run, very determined.
You're just tuning in. It is the first half. We did have a delay to the start of this game, so 3.5 minutes left in the opening 35 minutes as Rachel Pearson would love to nail this one from the touchline, but no goal.
Conversions are unsuccessful. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Knights 20, Eels 4.
Stay on here. Stay on side.
Now the Eels are on the board. That'll make them feel a little bit better about themselves after this opening onslaught. Now they've just got to get onto this wobbly kickoff. They'll get there eventually through Jackson. Now the 2024 NRL and NRLW Telstra Premiership Grand Final is on sale now. Let's go. With last year's Grand Final considered the greatest of all time, be there to witness the impossible happen. This is an event you don't want to miss, so make sure you are at Accor Stadium on Sunday, 6th of October. Get your tickets now at nrl.com/tickets. Let's go. Elsie Albert gets an offload away. Now they've got some numbers here. Parramatta, bit of energy about the Eels in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that was a nice little bit of footwork there by Rory Owen. It's been good for the Eels, and backing it up is a good run, Elsie Albert, with the offload as well.
Murphy has it. Last play, the Eels. Beckett, the dummy half. Pearson, under pressure, gets a kick away that's attacked there by Upton. She gets a pass away.
Tell you what, you don't want to do that too often. You don't want to give Tamika Upton a clean catch running onto the football at pace like that.
Just looks so slow, getting the footy to Rachel Pearson then. It looked like the Eels were in slow mode, no urgency to find their kicker, which led to not a great kick. She's got a really good boot on her, but having that pressure in no time.
Yeah, plenty of offloads away. Here's Upton in the last minute and a half of the half. Predabon. Halfway through the set, the Knights will be looking for their 5th try of the half here. Clydesdale. Well handled. Romanuck. No offload there. She's put on her back. There's some solid Parramatta defence.
Jade Fanua, she did this last week too. She came up with some massive hits. Oh, hang on, there's some concern for Romanuck.
Okay. Okay.
I think she got bent back in the tackle. Just testing out that lower leg.
Yeah, looks okay.
It didn't look like there was anything in it. Like, no, she's just holding on. No, she just got bent back awkwardly.
One of those things that can happen. So it's last play here for the Knights. Maynard to Higgins, Jones, Upton, lovely hands. And that's plenty of strength there by Parker. Parker gets a pass away, a juggle there from Predabon. Higgins says, let's get it out wide. And it's with Roache, back to Roache. This is wonderful play. Everyone getting a touch. Eventually a kick in the goal area, and Faye's there to save the day for the Eels and gets back in the field of play. Terrific rugby league.
Oh, well cleaned up by Zali Faye. It looked like the Knights had an extra 3 players on the field that set. They just keep turning up for one another. Plenty of offloads, troubling the Eels, but they did really well to stop that last try before half-time.
They won't want the break, the Knights. A dominant opening 35 minutes. Pearson. Short ball there to Kelly. Abigail Roache in the tackle. Pearson. This is the last play of the half. As the siren sounds, well, the Newcastle Knights have dominated the opening half. The Eels, though, got themselves on the board late in the opening 35 minutes, and they're within 3 converted tries. At half-time, it's the Knights 20, leading the Eels 4.
Welcome back. A big second half coming up in Granville. The 2-time defending premiers, the Knights, are leading the Eels 20-4. So to take you through all of the second half action, I'll hand it back to your commentary team, Ruan Sims, Alana Ferguson and Peter Pasoltis.
Thank you very much, Emma. It's the Parramatta side with all the work to do in the second half, trailing by 16 points. Can Rachel Pearson inspire her team to a comeback? Elsie Albert will be hoping to wreak havoc in the centre of the ground, but the Knights, well, they were sensational in the opening 35 minutes.
Stay on side here. Stay on side. Stay on.
We're underway for the second half. And the kickoff has got away from them. So there's the start that Parramatta wanted.
I was looking forward to seeing how the wind impacted, particularly the kicking game of Rachel Pearson throughout the half, because I thought that was a big difference between the two sides, particularly in their fifth tackle options. But we just saw it from the get-go there, and the Eels on the front foot, which they absolutely need at this point.
Well, the first half, we saw them with a couple of short kick-off tricks. That was just a beautiful long one there by Rachel Pearson.
Vanua playing it 20 metres away from the line. Beckett to Cherrington to Albert. And Nita Maynard has got an imprint of Elsie Albert on it, but she recovers well to make the tackle.
Elsie lost a boot too in the challenge.
Cherrington. Well, won't this give the Eels a lift if they can score early in the second half? It will be game back on. Running on the ball there is Fanua. Good Knights defence. Higgins and Upton in the tackle. Beckett. Pearson. Lets a couple of runners go. That's very nice from Kelly. Kelly driven back in the end. Last play. Oh, on the bounce. Oh, can someone pick it up? They eventually find Pearson. Kicks across field, and they'd love the end of that set all over again, Parramatta.
Yeah, you can't get that wrong. They were building really good pressure. They had that bit of luck and a good kick from Rachel Pearson from the kickoff, but they had to get the finish to their set right. Now they're just letting the Knights out of their own end.
Abigail Roache was looking for an offload there, but elected to take the tackle. There's Roache into territory. That's Georgia Roache. Upton on the bounce. Higgins. Here's a nice run from Romanuck. Energetic play from Newcastle, well into Eels territory. Jones. Little kick there from Parker. Set up nicely in the end for Church.
Well, we saw in the first half how willing the Knights were to offload and work around that. I am 1,000% sure that would have been something that Steve Georgalis addressed at half-time. They need to make sure that their initial contact is very strong, the Eels, and they wrap the football up.
16-point lead for Newcastle. Pearson goes short there to Jackson. 2 tackles left in this set. Struggling to get out of their own end. Cherrington. Nice pass to the skipper and Murphy. Kick there from Tohi-Hiku. Down into the corner. Wanted it to sit up, but it bounces on an end and it goes touch and goal. That'll be a 20-metre tap for the Knights. A 7-tackle set coming up.
She didn't have much angle to work with there, Tohi-Hiku, so she just drove it down straight down the line there. If there was a tiny bit more angle, she might have got a more kind bounce, but again, we see the Knights with plenty of energy, 7 tackles up their sleeve.
It's a terrific run there from Clydesdale. So the Canberra Raiders, they'll be in action very soon against the North Queensland Cowboys. We'll pick up that match for you at the conclusion of this game, which was delayed by 40 minutes. There's Upton, big dummy, beats 1, beats 2, then gets a pass away to Romanuck. She goes short to Maynard. Roache, they're 10 metres away. Clydesdale throwing dummies, spinning away from defenders, getting to the line and held up.
Out there.
How about that? Tamika Upton. Look at this.
Just
2 hands.
The footy in 2 hands, and Clydesdale did the same thing. They're just hanging off them, the Eels. They've got so many options. Their offloading game's been on, but footy in 2 hands and options, they're so threatening across the park.
Parker wrapped up on the last. Jones to dummy half, up and down a short side. Albert Jones will crash over the line. Did she get the ball down? I think she did. Yes, the ball found the turf as she went over the goal area, and that's another Newcastle try.
Yeah, and they have probably Tamika Upton to thank for that. She made that initial line break that got them that great territory, and that last-minute decision, which we'll see here on the Harvey Norman replay, just to sweep back onto the short side to link up with Albert Jones. Just that last-minute sweep. Then she straightens up. That's the key, to straighten up, to get Albert Jones a little bit more room to move, and just to hold in that, it's Abby Church, or Zali Fat, yeah, just to hold in Abby Church to create that one-on-one opportunity. Brilliant, brilliant vision from Tamika Upton, excellent timing, just to bring her back row onto the footy.
Well, hasn't she had a start to this game, Tamika Upton? She's been full of energy, she's been popping up everywhere, she's been getting involved, obviously missing their star half in Jessie Southwell. You can just see Tamika Upton's fingerprints all over the way the Knights are playing today. And she has been outstanding. Zali Faye almost got the job done, but not quite.
And no goal. So it's 24-4. And that's what's happening at GIO Stadium in Canberra. The Raiders and the Cowboys about to get underway. Big game, that one. Raiders brave last week against the Broncos. It was a terrific game of football up in Brisbane. What about the Cowboys coming off that upset win over the Titans? Can they repeat that effort this afternoon? So we'll keep you up to date with that game, and we'll bring you all the action once this game concludes. Oh, they've made a mess of that kickoff.
Well, it's been probably 80% of the kickoffs just haven't gone to hand. Again, Rachel Pearson places it beautifully. It's a great kick, and it's a great opportunity for the Eels, but the last time when they got down here, they just turned it over quite easily. I'll be looking for points on this raid.
They sure will. They need them for Nua. 5 away from the line. It's been stirring defence from the Knights. Can the Eels find a way through? If anyone can, this person can. Elsie Albert, but she's dragged down a metre short. Beckett. Oh, Murphy will score. So finally, the Knights' defence crack, and the Eels get a much-needed 4-pointer. That'll give them a lift.
Well, the other player you really need to step up in situations like this is your captain. Mahalia Murphy does very well here. She catches the ball in the defensive line and is able to hit and spin and come away with it. As there's some concern might be Taylor Predabon still left on the ground. But here, the Harvey Norman replay, it's a nice quick play of the ball. Rosemary Beckett just finds her captain, and Tamika Upton setting up in that half A position. She gets the line speed, but she just isn't able to get a grasp on Murphy, who does very well to catch that ball cleanly and put the ball down. And it is Predabon that's still on the ground for the Knights.
Yeah, great work also from Elsie Albert. Really quick play the ball ahead. I thought it looked dangerous when she was out in that wider channel. She targeted the opposition half, Evie Jones, and Albert Jones was also forced to come in and help out just to be able to contain her, which kept that little bit of space for the captain, Mahalia Murphy, to be able to produce that hit and spin. But a really damaging run from Elsie Albert in the play the ball beforehand.
Pearson, that's a lovely conversion, snuck it through. Much needed try there for Parramatta, and all of a sudden it's only a 14-point lead for Newcastle. Now, Curtis McGrath is an Afghanistan veteran, a 3-time Paralympic gold medalist and 12-time world champion. Curtis McGrath, unstoppable, is an extraordinary story of fierce determination, incredible resilience and endless optimism. Monday night at 8:45 on 9 and 9 Now. I can highly recommend this. Do not miss it. He is a magnificent human being, Curtis McGrath. I've been fortunate enough to spend some time with him over the years. And
He's a legend, isn't he?
yeah, out and out legend.
Good man.
So Roache gets us underway. That's how you attack the football.
I prefer if she attacked on the full though. Oh.
All right, let's have a look down in Nation's capital. An early try here for the Cowboys. The high kick into the corner.
Oh, wow.
That's a terrific try. Nakora called into the team late, replacing Goldthorpe. So early try for North Queensland. Through the hands go the Eels until Church is hitting the beauty there by Parker.
Well, the first half she was trying to scoot down her right edge and was getting nailed by Roache. Now she goes down the left as there's a penalty here for a high shot, Predabon on Tohi-Hiku. This time it's Shanice Parker that just has the target straight on her and nails her with absolutely everything. Look at this. That is
She's a good player,
She is
Shanice
a
Parker.
great player, but I think that shot probably shows it perfectly what tackle selection looks like. She identified the threat. She sunk low through her hips and her legs, not her back, and she got up and under the football. That was really great work by Parker.
Pearson finds touch. And this is a terrific opportunity for Parramatta now to go back-to-back. Murphy to Albert. Elsie Albert says, get out of my way. What a run. They're only a few metres away from the line. And there's the dummy over.
That's another try that an Elsie Albert run has set up. Just that momentum, a quick play the ball, and being able to think quickly and punch straight after Ruth. That's one kind of try.
Absolutely, and I think the Harvey Norman replay will be able to show us. Look at this, it's just that two pass. Mahalia Murphy to Elsie Albert getting at the smaller tags, the smaller players. Good quick play the ball, and off the back of it, I think it's Beckett that jumps out, and I was thinking that their forwards just missed the jump there, but Beckett did so well just to keep those legs moving and find the try line right next to the post as well, which will make an easier kick for Rachel Pearson. But look at her go. Knights hanging off her, and she does very, very well.
Well, it puts the Knights in a little bit of trouble because whilst they've been able to put on points and their attack's been brilliant, they've only converted 2 from 5.
Pearson converts that one.
Try for Parramatta Eels is scored by number 14, Rosie Beckett. And a successful conversion with the halfback at number 7, Rachel Pearson. Still 24 minutes remaining in this one. The Knights 24, Eels 16.
Oh, well, it is game on. An 8-point lead for the Knights.
Worrying for the Knights is that the points have been scored around their ruck. They just haven't collapsed, they haven't filled that space. And when you've got damaging runners like Elsie Albert, you need to be able to do that. Look at her, there she goes again.
So good.
Oh, and a penalty. That's the second set in a row that Parramatta have had a penalty. And you've got to say, Ruben Alana, it's the energy the Eels are starting to bring.
It's much better, much, much better. And I think that helps when you've got Rachel Pearson kicking and coming up with some really good things off the back of it, where she drives it down 40 metres, not that one, obviously, that came off the inside of the boot there, but the previous ones where she's able to get the ball back for them. And then this, I like this 1-2 punch that they're playing with.
Yeah, I think the earlier that Elsie Albert gets involved in the sets, the better off the Eels are.
They're on the front foot again through Jackson. Oh, didn't need that pass thrown, and there's an error.
Well, Jackson didn't need to offload that. She just saw Kennedy Cherrington looming up on her inside and forced that pass. It was only tackle 2. They were in pretty good field position. She just couldn't help herself there.
Hannah Southwell preparing to rejoin the action.
Yeah, well, this will starch up that defence that I was talking about with the Knights around that ruck.
Run there by Kelly on Roache. Well, not in the end because it's a penalty. Much needed penalty there for Newcastle. Trying to weather the storm. They've been under siege. Still have that 8-point lead though. Start this set somewhere they haven't been for a while, and that's inside Parramatta territory.
Vienna Teneo into the action for the first time this season.
Now Upton, lovely little short ball to Albert Jones. Maynard to dummy half. Predabon. Strong run. Carrying 3 Eels defenders there. Maynard, 5 metres away from the line. Southwell, Roache with a dummy. She'll have to succumb to the tackle there because it would have been an obstruction. Maynard. Now Southwell. Stopped on the last. Maynard out of dummy half. Oh, how did they stop her? She keeps it alive. Upton. Tamika Upton kicks for herself, and they're going to get a repeat set.
That's so classy from Tamika Upton. Just her ability to clean up the footy that was being played. Nita Maynard got dusted in defence. Great scramble from the Eels, but she was there. She was actually set on the right-hand side of the ruck, but then when the footy changed, she moved her position back over to the left to be there as an option, and sure enough, she pops up at the right time, got a lovely little attacking, kicking game, and just builds pressure.
There's the drop out. Tineo. 22 metres away. Still 20 minutes left in the contest.
Oh.
Plenty of time. Redabon playing it. Now Jones in the line. Upton, lovely pass away to Parker. And that's a good tackle there by Owen. Parker playing it a metre away from the line. Albert Jones. He's wrapped up. 2 tackles left in this set. Maynard. Upton down a short side. It's worked before. Why not go again? Jones. She'll be stopped. The young half on debut, playing it on the last. Upton doesn't kick this time. Goes to Roache. Roache. She gets boot the ball, and the Eels have got it through Cherrington. We'll take a bow, Parramatta. That's good goal line defence.
It was great scramble by the Eels. They did very, very well to stay connected, but they were so well connected that there was so much space. If the ball could have travelled out to the left of the Knights, as they give away a penalty here, the Knights, and this just further lets that pressure off the Eels.
It makes it 3 sets in a row coming out of trouble. They've had a penalty now. The Parramatta bench. As Pearson finds touch.
Big T's on the field as well for the Eels. Asoa. She came up with a pretty big contact in that previous set. There she is in the headgear in the middle. Watch her for some leg speed.
Oh, what a nice bit of work there from Todd Hunter. Real elusive. Good runner out of dummy half. Here's Asoa. There's a good carry. Still going forward. Still going forward. And Albert Jones doing well in the end. Almost had a play at the football too, one-on-one. Now Albert going to Pearson. Plays in motion. Oh, it's ruled a knock on. Went forward.
Oh, yet again. I think it was Yasmin Clydesdale with the inside pressure on Rachel Pearson. She's timing it beautifully today. I'd like to see that back on replay because this is really good pressure. Forces the error.
Scrum feed coming for the Knights. Over 17 minutes remaining.
Hang on, what do we got here? Why are we so far out here? Yeah, over there. Yeah, that's it. Righto. Look off, full in.
That other game that is underway. Cowboys leading Canberra 4-0. Roache. Terrific game. Abigail Roache. Playing the ball inside Parramatta territory. If you're wondering why the other game has kicked off and we're still going here, it's because this game was delayed for some time. Taylor Bredabon coming from the fields. Here's Butler.
The Queen of Energy's back. Look at this.
Rima Butler putting a team on the front foot. Southwell, Roache to Jones. The halves combining. Now Parker.
Oh, forced the error too.
Loses the ball. Good contact there. And not for the first time this afternoon that Rory Owen has got involved in a tackle and forced an error. Tohi-Hiku there as well.
Yeah, she's a really determined footballer, but particularly in defence, she can have great impact. Just read the play really nicely, got up there, put some pressure on. She had some help from a little half as well, but great pressure in defence.
Heads in, let's go.
It's Cassey Tohi-Hiku we just saw on screen, who scored the Eels' opening try of the game in the opening half. It's 5 tries to 3, only an 8-point margin. Murphy now.
Evie, stand up, lace it all the way.
Here is Owen playing it. Now Albert. Now the Cowboys have gone in again. Let's have a look. Have a look at this. That's Crystal Blackwell slicing through down the bottom right-hand corner. And you know what happens when she gets into open space. There's not much chance of catching her. It's a terrific Cowboys try.
Oh, what about
an in and away?
The conversion was successful, so it's 10-0 in favour of the Cowboys over the Raiders. That's a terrific run there from Parker. Plays the ball to Upton. Now Jones. Here's White on the halfway line. Right in the centre of the ground. Clydesdale. It's a good carry. And an offload as well. Higgins finds a pass. Hannah Southwell. Lovely ball. Inside to Upton. Church makes a try-saving tackle.
Oh, she's going to the bin.
She doesn't get a proper play the ball.
So no proper play the ball.
It's a leg
No
pull.
one's
Doesn't
going
get a
to the
proper play the
sin
ball.
bin. And Tamika Upton's
Got a
saying
goal?
2. The Eels might
Got a
like
goal.
that. They're taking the 2 here.
Yeah, I think that's a good result for the Eels. They were definitely on the back foot, but not even any hint of a professional foul here. She was not allowed to get up and play the ball quickly, where we see in the NRL week in, week out, that's been generally a sin bin. So they get away with one there, the Eels.
Electing to take the 2 to make a 8-point lead 10. Gives Parramatta a breather.
I think I would have liked to see them keep rolling, Fergo.
Yeah, that's interesting for me. I thought so too. They had a lot of momentum.
Conversion of that penalty goal is successful by Georgia Roache.
Just over 13 minutes remaining in this match.
The Cowboys leading the Raiders 10 points to 0 in the other game. That's in the first half there.
Yeah, I thought Yasmin Clydesdale that set did a brilliant job. She was the one that made that run. Again, she leads the meters run for the Knights, which is quite common on that left edge. She got that first offload away and through the middle of the field. They looked so dangerous. They had great momentum. Very surprised they took the 2, but they'll get the footy back and another chance to attack.
There's no guarantee with Rachel
they?
Pearson kicking off. There's a juggle. Oh, it's
Of course.
Upton. She won't drop it.
Safe as houses with her.
Well, she just took it into her own hands, didn't she? She said, I'll do it all for us. Let's go.
Tineo playing it. Another good solid run there from Butler. Clydesdale, good contact there. Big collision. Butler again. 2 hit-ups in this set. Rima Butler. They're into Eels territory. Southwell, no offload there. Here's the last. Higgins to dummy half. Roache says, let's go high. And, oh, they've let it bounce. You don't want to be doing that. And then, well, it's good work in the end from Church. Heart and mouth stuff there from Parramatta. 12 minutes remaining. 10-point lead for Newcastle. Donovan playing it on her own 30. Kelly. Now Church out of dummy half, picks up some much needed metres. Plays it on the halfway line. Todd Hunter.
Where is everyone? They're running by themselves.
And you can just see there Tamika Todd Hunter yelling at her teammates. Kick there from Pearson. There's the contest. Upton with a terrific take.
They created opportunity there, but they're just not flooding. When that opportunity arises, they have to get on the front foot at the moment. And the Eels, I know it's taken a bit of energy out of them, but they should be fresher this second half.
Yeah, you think about the difference between that set of 6 that we just saw from the Eels. They had the ascendancy, some quick play the balls, particularly after Abby Church, but no extra blue jerseys around the footy. And then you go over to the Knights side of things, their offloading games being one of the most damaging parts of their game. Just that support play, it's very different.
Clydesdale, look out, there's half an opening and she makes the most of it. Goes straight through, another vital tackle from Church. Yeah. This could be a sin bin.
You pull the leg and she doesn't get to play the ball.
Oh, no sin bin. Another penalty. Well, if you made it 8-10, do you have another shot at penalty goal here to make it that 2 converted try lead now?
Well, it's a much tougher kick here, and the wind is coming from the northwest, so it would actually not be in their favour. I think they're going to tap and go.
Yep. They do take the tap. Butler.
She's held, release Tamika.
12 away from the line. Southwell with a dummy, and the ball comes free. Owen's got it for Parramatta. So they hang on. They're still in there, the Eels.
Well, I think she'd like her time again, Hannah Southwell. It was a great run, but she didn't need to force that pass off the back of it, as Zali Faye is trying to spark some energy in her team.
It was a good run from Faye. Now backed up by Kelly. Jones plays it. Todd Hunter. Tohi-Hiku. Murphy. No one to pass it to there. Murphy. Well picked off by the Knights defence. Now Tohi-Hiku. That kick was allowed to bounce, and it bounces into touch.
Play the ball.
Importantly for Parramatta, it bounced into touch, not touching goal. So it's a Knights play the ball on their own 10.
Well, look, we were a little critical of the middles of the Eels not flooding when they had opportunity there. But that second to last play, that left edge was 20 odd metres behind where the play was. They needed to be up and give some opportunity for Mahalia Murphy to find her edge there. Look at this, I mean, the Eels are ahead in the Westpac red zone, number of play the balls. And they started the second half well, but they've just gone away from what was working for them. And the Knights, they're still the ones on top by 10 points, making the most of their opportunities.
Not only the scoreboard in their favour, but the clock is as well, with 8 minutes remaining. The Eels are going to mount another comeback. They need to do it very soon. Tineo. 2 tackles left in this set for Newcastle. Southwell. They go into Eels territory and trying to put on a one-on-one steal there on Kapani, but she hung onto the ball. Did well to get the ball off Simone Kapani. Oh, this ball, favourable bounce. Jones has got it. Jones! Jones, the debutante, the teenager, scores a try for the Newcastle Knights that could well seal the game. What a moment for the youngster.
Yeah, what an incredible moment for Evie Jones. She's been really impressive this game right from the get-go, showing her kicking game, but I think Tamika Upton's done a good job at jumping in at first receiver to relieve some of that pressure, but we see here on the Harvey Norman replay, her halves partner, Roache, Georgia Roache, puts in the kick, and it was just an excellent chase. Great desperation again, good timing onto the footy. They allowed the footy to bounce, which gave the young half this opportunity to push through, and there's nothing better than seeing that smile. What a great game and a great moment for Evie Jones.
She's been in good touch from the start, hasn't she? That first kick for her first ever try assist in the NRLW was brilliant. And for such a young player to have a level head coming in, it helps when you've got the class of players around you, but it's still up to you about what you do when you get out onto that field. And I think she's shown great composure for such a young player. And as we spoke about, Tamika Upton has been epic throughout this game. She's taken a lot of that responsibility on her shoulders. And Georgia Roache has followed it up, but it's so good to see that young woman cross the line. And her teammates are pretty happy for it too.
And the radar not working with that conversion attempt.
Six minutes remaining in the match. It is still the Knights 30, leading the Eels at 60.
So remember that moment.
Stay on.
Evie Jones,
Stay on.
represented New South Wales at under 19s, and hang on, this goes, that's smart, but just couldn't get on it. Just couldn't get to the ball. The Knights have got it. So Sophie Holliman crashes over under the post. Ruan Sims-like.
She moves way faster than anything I ever did.
In the nation's capital. So it's 10-6, the Cowboys in front of the Raiders.
Well, that was a good hit back for the Raiders, but there's some concern here for Hannah Southwell, who provided plenty more energy through the middle for the Knights when she came back on, and she sort of settled that defensive line up for them a little bit. But the Eels, off that kickoff, that was a set play. Everyone knew it was happening, and all Rosemary Beckett had to do was just dive on it. It was unfortunately beaten to the punch. Hannah just gets caught a little awkwardly here. Doesn't look like there's anything in it.
Receiving some attention there is Hannah Southwell.
Yeah, this is the kickoff I'm talking about. It's on. They're all talking about it. And all she had to do was dive on it. And it just took a bit of a left turn away from her. But she had an opportunity there.
Southwell, she's all good to keep going. Ramanuck, driven back. Todd Hunter and Cherrington. Last play, Roache. Not letting that one bounce is Abby Church. Nice bit of footwork and slices through. Church v. Upton, and Tamika makes the tackle one-on-one.
She's tripped up there, and almost no 9 at the back.
Beckett has it. Got there just in time to save the day. Jones. Footwork there from Madeline Jones.
That's where they've been troubling them, around the ruck.
Beckett, short ball, and the Atu. 2 tackles left in this set. Pearson looking for runners. Finds Kelly. And Kelly can't link up with Donovan. They wrap her up, wrap the ball up as well. Donovan, the dummy half. Last play here for Parramatta. Weaves a kick to the in-goal area, and Higgins, well, she gets it in the field of play and taken high.
I think she just got caught awkwardly in a bit of a crusher tackle there. Yeah, but the kick was on, but again, I think was it Olivia Higgins just did really well to get there. They missed that opportunity down that right edge, Fergo. I mean, it was there, and Rachel Pearson's doing her job. She's digging into the line. She's taken some licks for her trouble too, but her edges just aren't quite up with the jump at the moment.
No, they were far too deep. not putting pressure on that defensive line, but it just makes them so predictable. Such an easy tackle to make for that edge defence of the Knights. They've got so much time to watch the footy drift out there. They need to just start changing some angles, some direction to pose some threats to that edge defence of the Knights.
How enormous has Yasmin Clydesdale been this afternoon?
Oh, you just
apart
put the
from-
mopper on
Yes,
it. Salty!
as I was
Commentator's
hesitating,
curse. Salty.
that's the ultimate commentator's curse there.
You are kidding.
Oh, dear.
What would you do that to her for? Look, even she's remonstrating to you.
Yasmin, I apologise. I'm very sorry.
I'll give him a rib shot for you, Yazzie.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
But she
Well,
has.
she has been good.
She has been very good. I think her and Tamika Upton have really stepped up into that role today of taking the Knights forward and being very creative off the back of it.
Like a dead set stop a train. Anyway, here comes Parramatta.
Oh!
Slicing through Zali Faye. Look at them. There's 3 back there for the Knights.
And guess who one of them is?
Clydesdale. So Todd Hunter to Pearson. Now Sherrington. She'll get to the line and can't get the ball down. Can't get over it. She's just short. From dummy half.
again.
No way through.
You reach around.
So penalty.
No, it's offside.
They'll take the tap.
A great run from Zali Faye.
She just tore them apart, didn't she? It looked like it came out of nowhere.
Amiatu playing it. Todd Hunter to on the bounce. Church. She's been lively, Abby Church, and lost the ball there. Lost the ball. Hit hard in the tackle. Fell awkwardly and the ball came out.
Look, she hasn't stopped trying. She has not stopped trying all day. She's taken some big shots for her trouble too. I think LeSean Albert Jones comes over the top as Hannah Southwell forces that error.
She's run for, after that run, it would have been over 200 metres, so leads the metres run for anyone on the field at the moment. Abby Church, as you said, Rude, just takes the game in her own hands. She takes it personally when they're behind. Quite often, so many of her runs have been first and second in the set. Just so keen to roll her sleeves up, but unfortunately coughs the footy up in that instance.
They're back on track, the Knights. Without a couple of their stars this afternoon, and they're going to be able to get the job done. And an important game for them coming into this round outside the top 4. Now Clydesdale herself now will be up around 170 metres. Upton! Tamika Upton to sit back and enjoy this magnificent athlete. What a way to cap off a fantastic victory for the Knights. Tamika Upton, she's done it all today, and that's a terrific end of the game for this magnificent Knights fullback.
Well, she has just been relieving pressure set after set for the Newcastle Knights. And we see here on the Harvey Norman replay, just her decision. She just sits behind the rack just to pop up on the left. She actually slows up her run a little bit, takes on Abby Church, puts on that little right foot step and just absolutely gasses her. But her ability to change direction and then also accelerate through space, her timing has been incredible this game. And just awareness as to where she wants to pop up, just toyed with poor Abby Church, who we also gave a rap to Rue. She's had a brilliant game, but Tamika Upton's taken her footy to another level with the absence of Jessie Southwell.
Yeah, she certainly has. And I was just looking at her runs after we were discussing Abby Church's work, and I thought, geez, you know, the influence that Upton has had on this game, she's only run for 70 metres as Roache adds the extra 2. But she has been fantastic, Salty.
Yeah, she sure has. That is full time. And what a win for the Newcastle Knights. They've got the job done by 20 points in the end over the Eels, who threatened to come back early in the second half, but it was the Knights too strong in the end. Newcastle 36 have defeated Parramatta 16.